Well, there are many, Paul. I am, of course, dutifully collapsing them into themes, and I'm going to hit you with all of them at some
Okay.
point. I think for now there is one I want to get to because it doesn't seem to fit into the themes that I'm picking up, and it has to do with distinguishing between a retained executive search firm, one that's legitimate, and a contingency firm or multiple retained firms. What's the distinction, a simple one that you can make? And part of that question is, should I be paying as an executive for help from a search firm finding me a new job?
Okay. So there's really two strong questions there, and thank you. And so the easiest way to ask is they're going to say, I'm a retained recruiter. And if you don't know the brand of the firm, one validation point is AESC. That stands for the Association of Executive Search Consultants. It's aesc.org. You can find out if they're retained firms there. They don't, by the way, those firms have to pay to be listed there, so not all true retained firms are always on that site. But a quick way to ask and understand if they're a true professional retained firm is just say, what's the guarantee on the placement? If I'm the ideal candidate and I'm placed there, what's your guarantee on my candidacy? That will be indicative because most firms won't get to a year if they're true contingency firms. And if they're over a year, feel much more comfortable. Now, paying. Retained firms are paid by the client, the hiring company. We are not paid by the candidate. Okay, so the candidate, if someone's tapping you to say, pay me, that's typically more of a talent agent, and there are some good ones out there. Do a lot of reference checking there. I'm not going to endorse it or demean it. Just retained executive search firms typically do not offer that as a service. It's almost, I'll say it directly, double dipping, where we're getting paid by the candidate and the client and marrying the two. That's not a model that typically aligns